Here's how I was able to turn shit into gold. So I had a client who was only paying me $1,000 per month, and I was able to get them on $100,000 return. And on top of that, I didn't build one single backlink. So how did I actually do this? Well, if we look here, if you look at a referring domain count, it's gradually going up, but in the end, it's only 378 referring domains, as you can see here. If I move my face, and if we actually look at these referring domains, they're from Shopify, they're from random websites like webwiki.co.uk, which is a search engine. So these are not anything to brag about. They're nothing special. And if we actually take a look at the traffic by intent, very few of it is branded. So the vast majority comes from non-branded terms, and it comes from commercial and transactional types of terms. I don't know why there's a high split in informational terms. I think that's Ahrefs being inaccurate, because the keywords that we went after were basically just their collection pages, and we really optimized the hell out of them, and that's where the explosion comes from. So to some people this might not look that impressive, but we were in a highly competitive space, and products were worth $500 to $5,000 they were being sold for. So it gradually went up and up and up and up and up. There were some declines, but overall it was an upwards trend and a successful campaign. And this client was spending a lot of money on ads. So I'll be going over the challenges, the strategy, and the one thing I would do different. So as you can see, we made an extra 100k in revenue with only $1,000 a month budget and 0 backlinks built. I think they got a pretty damn good return. So what were the challenges exactly? Let me just increase the size of this. So the first challenge was the budget. Even though they were spending about $6,000 a month on their Google ads, they just refused to pour some of that money into SEO, which was a pain in the ass that really hurt a lot of things. But in the end, hey, it made for a great case study. The next thing was an ugly looking site. They just weren't willing to invest in a new website design. I'm talking about this looked like something out of 2006. It was just clunky. The buttons were all over the place. There were some really big buttons on the checkout, like the PayPal buttons. Horrible looking site, and they could definitely make more money if they just did a new web design and CRO. Technical problems. There were a handful of technical problems. Luckily, they weren't anything massive, but there were some critical problems that we resolved. I would like to have done more, but again, we just didn't have the time. No budget for backlinks, of course, but again, it made for a great case study. It was a success in the end, but I would really have loved to build those backlinks, and it would have been made for more stable rankings. And to top it all off, all of this was in a highly competitive space. Again, products are going for a lot of money, customers are worth a lot. The way they ring, they don't actually buy through the website, they give them a call just so they can get a consultation or something, because this is high-end furniture right here. So if we look at the strategy, what did we actually go over? So first of all, we identified core collection pages for utmost optimization. No stones were unturned. So because we couldn't optimize every single thing, we made sure to pick exactly what we wanted to focus on and basically optimize the hell out of those, whether that was adding a better description, adding more semantic related keywords, the internal linking, really using up every single character inside the meta title. That was really important, and we basically squeezed as much as we possibly can from the $1,000 we were getting. We really were investing a lot in this client. Next challenge was very intentional blogging. So due to budget constraints, we couldn't blog about a bunch of topics. We had to just focus on one core type of product we wanted to sell that the client wanted to focus on, which was obviously the high ticket items. And we just created blogs around those topics, so buyer guides and best X for Y types of guides, and make sure those internal links were there. So building up that topical authority, I think we published about a dozen blogs. Would like to have done a lot more, but hey. So the internal linking strategy, if you've been on this channel for any amount of time, you know that I love to link to collection pages from the footer or any page you want to rank. It makes a massive difference because it distributes a lot of internal links throughout the site within a very short period of time. That's really important. Of course, linking through the blog posts, going into Google Search Console, seeing what pages get the most internally links and external links, and basically using those pages, making sure they're relevant. Of course, linking from the homepage to the collections that we wanted to rank, because the homepage is the most powerful page. And if you didn't know, the reason why it's the most powerful page is that because it receives the most internal and external links, therefore powering it up. And the way to think of these links are as votes. The more votes you get, the higher you're going to rank. And that was the strategy. Of course, there's a lot more that goes into this. And if you want to learn more, just check out my LinkedIn carousel and just check these out. There's a lot of great content on LinkedIn. I post every weekday a carousel, and I post a lot more on here than than on YouTube actually. So that was the core strategy. And again, there's a lot more that goes into it, the more technical items. But I'm going to keep this video short. It's a brief overview, not a course. So what's the one thing that I would do differently? So one thing that I would absolutely love to go back and change is I wish I created more collection pages so more keywords were targeted. So for example, let's say you sell clothes and you're selling handbags, right? And you've got a collection of handbags. Well, what designer handbags have you got? What designs are they? Are they metallic types of handbags? Are they glossy handbags, buttoned handbags? Or what color are they? What size are they? You can create collections based on those product attributes, and I'll talk more about that in my YouTube videos. So I wish I had created more collection pages. So that's what I would change. I wish I could go back and change, but regardless, it was still a success in the end. And one last thing before you go, if you're a marketing manager or business owner, then let's chat. If you want results like these, where you get an explosion of traffic, and to some people might not look like the most impressive thing, but these are all commercial keywords that we're ranking for here, and we did it in a relatively short period of time. There were ups and downs because that's just SEO, but overall it was a positive trend. And if you want to learn more, I'll leave a link to my calendar in the description below. And if you're not interested in that, that's fine. Just check out my documents. And if you could leave a comment on this video to help it get out to more people, I would really appreciate that. And if you do that, if you let me know you'd like to go into more detail regarding what I did, just make sure to comment that. And if there are enough comments, I'll make a video regarding that. Thanks for your time.